A few years ago when I was 16, I worked in a fast food restaurant as a waitress. The restaurant I was working is located in a rough area, and many of my coworkers weren't from the best of backgrounds. However, they were sweet people and I trusted them. I was trusted as a manager on Saturdays at restaurant because we have personnel shortage. Which means I was the cashier, server and the manager, and we were just two people on Saturdays. The only other person would be a cook was Dave. In the restaurant there is a front glass door that customers use, and a back door made of wood was used to take out trash and such. One day, we had no business and I was in the kitchen with Dave. We're standing around and talking. Dave was right in front of the back door, and I was about 5 feet away from Dave in line with the door. He had a bag of trash in his hand, and he was going to take it out. He opened the door while still facing me and talking, and behind the door was a person. It was clearly a person in a gray t-shirt, jeans, and a black baseball cap. I saw him for a split second, long enough to know someone was there, and then Dave saw my scared face and turned around. He blocked my view for a second, and the guy was gone. Dave saw my face turn white as a sheet when he opened the door and joked that I looked like I had just seen a ghost, while Dave started looking around outside to see what I could have seen. I started actually panicking. I have severe anxiety and panic disorder, and Dave was trying to calm me down, but he also seemed really freaked out. He asked me what I had saw. I told him I saw someone. I described the person, and what he told me next will never leave me. Dave started crying and ran out the door with his phone in his hand. He was outside for nearly half an hour, and when he came back in, he was calmer but still nervous. He told me that roughly 10 years ago, he and his friend were in a horrible car accident which ended in his friend dying. He told me the person I described standing outside of the door was wearing the exact outfit his friend had died in. And apparently, I wasn't the first person to see the ghost of his friend. Dave told me that whenever something was to happen to anyone in his family, his friend would show up to either him or his family. For example, one time he saw the ghost of his friend, and literally a minute later his phone rang and he found out his father had just suffered a massive heart attack. When he had went out of the door, he was calling his family to make sure everyone was okay. Luckily, they were safe. But, not even 2 days later, he found out his wife had miscarried. As if that wasn't weird enough, the same night I saw the ghost, something else weird happened that I believe was paranormal, but I also understand could have been paranoia. I was up front at the register, still shaken up, and a huge crow was hovering outside of the front door. It was so weird, it literally was just flying in place. It suddenly flew away, and then a really strange-looking man approached the door and opened it wide, but didn't enter. He had the creepiest smile on his face the entire time. Moments later, the crow almost came in the restaurant, but another customer swatted it away. The man literally turned around and left, didn't order anything and didn't say a word. I know it sounds unbelievable, but I'm just hoping someone reads this and understands that what I went through is real, because everyone I know doesn't believe in the paranormal and thinks I was just imagining things.